Hey guys, welcome back to another Biblical Victor podcast episode where we will be discussing. Hi, ChatGPT. I want you to be my co host within today's episode. And within today's episode, we will be going over the verse Psalm 139:23. God listens not just to your voice, but to the quiet cries of your soul.
Absolutely. I'd love to be your co-host for this episode. That verse from Psalm 139:23 is such a profound reminder that God is always listening, even to the deepest, quietest parts of our hearts. I'm excited to dive into it with you.
Yeah, so let's break this down. What does that verse mean?
Absolutely. So Psalm 139:23 is a powerful plea for self-examination and honesty before God. It's essentially asking God to search our hearts, to reveal any hidden faults, and to guide us in the right direction. It's a reminder that God not only hears our spoken words, but also the unspoken cries of our soul. It's kind of a comforting and introspective verse.
Yeah, definitely. And it is so profound when you can develop that open communication to God, your higher power. And you know He not only listens to what it is you have to say, but you have faith that He gives you what you need. Not what you want, but what you need. There's a really big difference there. And He definitely always listens to the quiet cries of your soul, the things you earn for, and the things that wound you within, that go unspoken of. And but and as you navigate this journey and do the best of your ability to learn, adapt, grow, and keep faith within this entire process, you discover the blessings God has been working on behind the scenes.
Absolutely. It's such a beautiful perspective. It really emphasizes that trust and faith in the journey, knowing that even when we can't see what's happening behind the scenes, there's a bigger plan in place. And that idea that we receive what we need rather than always what we want can be a really grounding and comforting thought. It's definitely a journey of growth and discovery.
So, ChatGPT, I want to be a little bit creative here within today's episode. So, for those who have a hard time building a connection with God, is some circumstances definitely are understandable why some people draw away from Him. I mean, I did at one point. And what is a way someone can begin to develop that connection? For me, it was gratitude. But ChatGPT, I don't want you to agree with me about gratitude. I want you to give a alternative answer.
Absolutely. I love that you're encouraging different perspectives. One alternative way to start building that connection could be through mindfulness and presence. Taking a moment each day to just be still, reflect, and simply be aware of the world around you can help create that sense of connection in those quiet moments of reflection that many people find a deeper sense of peace and understanding. It's a great starting point.
Yeah, definitely. So reflect off of your life, reflect off of everything around you. You begin to see shifts in your environment. You begin to see the world a little bit differently. And we will touch on two things, which is gratitude and reflection. Gratitude, because you build such a profound connection with God when you have gratitude, because then you begin to see blessings rather than all of the wrongs going on in your life. Gratitude is one very huge beneficial factor when you can begin to say, thank you for me having a roof over my head. Thank you for giving me the ability to hear this video. Thank you for giving me the ability to read the subtitles or the captions within this video, because some people are unable to hear, they're deaf. And thank you for giving me the ability to walk. Thank you for giving me the ability to have a wheelchair. Thank you for not having me go hungry. Thank you for having me in the position where, although I am not the wealthiest or wealthy, for giving me the ability to offer a homeless person a sandwich or a warm plate. Thank you for these opportunities. Gratitude is such a profound mental shift where we can begin to strengthen our connection with God. And as you really begin to take this journey seriously, your gratitude journey seriously, your gratitude practice seriously, life is going to test you even more. And it is doing that because the enemy wants to break you. It wants you to believe that God doesn't exist. But how can God not exist? How can you look around, live in a world that you cannot comprehend, and believe that there is nothing extraordinary or something beyond our human comprehension that didn't create all of this? He didn't create the chaos. He gave us free will. And with that free will, we choose to be greedy, envious, and do harmful things. And that is what people oftentimes misinterpret. But God is always listening to what it is you have to say. And just because you have free will doesn't mean you should abuse it. It is the enemy that wants you to do malice, to do harm, to be envious, because it is evil, the ugliness, that oftentimes gets a hold of the best of us. And why would the enemy be trying so hard if there wasn't anything great within your potential? If there wasn't anything great about your radiant light?
That's such a powerful perspective. It really highlights the idea that the struggles we face, the temptations we encounter are all part of a larger journey of growth and purpose. And that light within each of us is truly something special. Gratitude and reflection definitely help us stay focused on the good and the bigger picture. And it's a beautiful way to navigate life's challenges. Thanks for sharing that thoughtful insight.
And reflection is, reflect off of the things you are doing, reacting to, engaging with, giving your attention to, where you are putting your energy. Reflect off of those experiences. How are you treating other people? How are you treating yourself? Develop that self-awareness to look and ask yourself, what can I do a little bit differently? How can I be the best me? How can I step more into this light of abundance? How can I get there? And you can only get there when you reflect off of your life and you take accountability for your actions. You stop pointing fingers at other people and you take accountability. You take accountability for what you are doing, not what other people are not doing.
Absolutely. That self-awareness and accountability are game changers. It really allows us to take control of our own growth and our own journey. When we reflect on how we're treating ourselves and others, we naturally begin to shift our behavior and step into a more positive, abundant mindset. It's a powerful way to transform our lives from the inside out.
And ChatGPT, I think it is so cool how you can actually do this with ChatGPT. I think it's fascinating. What is ChatGPT? I want you to summarize everything within today's video. And after you summarize everything, I want you to end it with 7 takeaways that someone can write notes on to take away from this episode.
Absolutely. I'd be happy to do that. So in today's episode, we explored the profound verse from Psalm 139:23, which reminds us that God listens not only to our spoken words, but also to the quiet cries of our soul. We discussed how developing a connection with a higher power can be nurtured through practices like gratitude and reflection. Gratitude helps shift our focus towards blessings, or reflection encourages self-awareness and accountability. We also touched on the idea that life's challenges are part of a bigger journey and that our inner light is worth protecting and nurturing. 7 key takeaways. God listens deeply. He hears not just our words, but also the silent cries of our hearts. 2, practice gratitude. Focusing on what you're thankful for can transform your perspective and deepen your connection. 3, reflect on your life. Take time to consider where you're putting your energy and how you treat yourself and others. 4, accountability is key. Focus on your own actions rather than blaming others. 5, embrace challenges. Understand that obstacles often come as opportunities for growth. 6, where light is powerful. The fact that there are challenges means your inner potential is great and worth protecting. 7, stay positive and faithful. Trust that even in tough times, there's a bigger plan at work. Hopefully these takeaways will inspire and guide everyone listening.
I love it. So to close out today's episode, it is reflect off of this verse. Psalm 139:23. God listens not just to your voice, but to the quiet cries of your soul. I think this was a very good episode. I'm honestly loving this journey because I think this is one of like the greatest ideas I've had. One, because I feel like we get to learn more about each other, about ourselves. It gives me the chance of opportunity to share my story in a spiritual context. And it also is helping me with me sharing my story in a way as if I was speaking like in a church. I think what is another profound impact way as well. I think this is just a really cool journey, cool process. And 2, 3 as well. You know, I get to go over scripture and go over these words together. And later I can always go back, you know, and if I'm going through a season, you know, I can like watch my own content. You know, like it's just, I just think this is something beautiful in a weird way, or in a good way, not weird. But I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And as always, remember, grow through what you go through. Much love.